What's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Pokemon TCG Live today with my Lycanroc deck. If you haven't seen this Lycanroc, it came out in the most recent set, Journey Together, and has this ability, Spike Clad. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may attach up to 2 Spiky Energies from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Now, Spiky Energy is another new card that came out in the Journey Together set. It's a special energy, and it says, as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides a colorless energy. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, on the attacking Pokemon. So for each of these, you know, if it's in the active spots and it gets attacked by somebody, it puts 2 damage counters. So Lycanroc's ability puts 2 Spiky Energies onto itself. So if your opponent attacks in Lycanroc with the 2 Spiky Energies, they take 4 damage counters or 40 damage. And then its attack, Clamping Fangs, does 40 damage plus 40 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So 40 plus 40 times 4, 160 plus 40 is 200, and then plus the 40 is 240. And then if we just do some more math, if they have 5 damage counters on them, you're doing 200 plus 40 is 240, plus the 50 is 290. And then if they have 6 damage counters on them, you're doing 60 plus 240 plus 40, so 280 plus 60 is 340. I believe that's right. So with 6 damage counters on the opposing Pokemon, you're pretty much knocking out anything with the Clamping Fangs, because you add the 60 plus the Clamping Fangs damage. I'm trying to go over that now just because as we get into the games, I might stumble and have a hard time explaining it or doing the math quickly in my head. But that 6 damage counters basically lets Lycanroc knock out anything, which is really cool. And a lot of people have been playing this Lycanroc, if you have seen it before, with like Froslass plus Munkidori. But the way we're going to be playing it instead is with Stunfisk and Rocky Helmets and Vengeful Punches. So Stunfisk, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and has a Pokemon tool attached and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 5 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So that gets us almost to 6 by itself. We just have to have a tool on it, and also it has the attack basically just like Maractus, where it can trap your opponent's active Pokemon. But this guy actually one-shots Budew. It does a little bit more damage, and it doesn't have to get knocked out. Maractus's ability has to get knocked out in order for it to activate. So basically, if this thing has a tool and is it attacked, even if it's not knocked out, it puts a bunch of damage counters on him. So if a Budew were to attack into Stunfisk, it'll knock itself out, which is pretty fun. So you don't have, I mean, you'll still get Budewed, but they'll knock themselves out. But Stunfisk will place the damage counters on, you know, the guys who attack into us for the Lycanroc to then hopefully come out and knock them out. And then we can just chain Lycanrocs, because once they then attack in the Lycanroc, they'll take the damage from the Spiky Energy. And the tools that we're playing with the Stunfisk and for the Lycanrocs are Rocky Helmets and Vengeful Punches. So Rocky Helmet is similarly like Stunfisk's ability, where the Pokemon this card is attached to, if it's attacked and it's in the active spot, you put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Vengeful Punch is like that, except it's 4, but you have to get knocked out. So because I'm just kind of leaning into, you know, at any point if we're attacked, they'll take the damage, I'm going with Rocky Helmet instead, or more Rocky Helmets instead of Vengeful Punches. So again, if like a Budew or even a Maractus were to attack into us, they're going to be taking, you know, 70 damage versus just 50. I don't think the damage really matters a whole lot, but Rocky Helmet's also pretty fun. And with a Lycanroc, it's the perfect math, where if you have the 2 Spiky Energies plus the Rocky Helmet, you'll be placing those 6 damage counters, which is the amount of damage counters you need to then pretty much be able to knock out anything with a Lycanroc. So that's the idea of the deck. Yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit different with Lycanroc. I think this card's pretty fun, and the Froslass Munkidori build is probably better. You can be a lot more controlled with it, do Budews, it's more versatile, you can place the damage counters with Munkidori. This deck is pretty vulnerable to boss, because if they don't attack into your guys that have the Spike Energies and tools and abilities that make them take damage, we're not going to get the damage on them for then Lycanroc to KO them, which makes things a lot more difficult. But I thought this was kind of a fun way to play it, and had fun trying it out with my lady over the weekend. So let's go over it a little bit more real quick, and then we'll get into the game. So besides for the Lycanroc and Stunfisk, we've got Dudunsparce. Have 2 of the one that lets us to draw cards. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. If you drew any cards in this way, shuffle this Pokemon all cards attached into your deck. So we have a little bit of a draw engine. Then we have one of this guy, the EX, so that we can attack Cornerstone Ogerpon. And actually, this guy's kind of come up a surprising amount of times to just win a game or put something in the active spot with more HP and buy us a turn. We also do have a switch in the deck, so we can switch out of the Stunfisk or the Dunsparce and Stunfisk can get trapped if you end up benching more than one, or if they never knock out your first one that you put down. And then this guy, if it can survive a hit and just hit something, then Lycanroc could come up and clean, then knock out the thing or whatever. The numbers of them, we have 4 Stunfisk, 3-3, 3-2-1 for the Pokemon. The reason being is we can Buddy Poffin out all of the little guys, and Stunfisk we can't Buddy Poffin, and I'm not playing Nest Ball just because I was thinking Ultra Ball is a little bit better most of the time, but we do have 2 Artisan, so you pretty much just want to start with the Stunfisk. Don't want to bench a second one because it's such a liability. Like, it's not going to do anything unless it's in the active spot and they attack into it. It can just get trapped. Lots of things resist fighting too, so even though we're doing 30 damage and trapping things, Munkidori resists it, Gimmighoul resists it. I think pretty much most of the Psychic Pokemon resist it. A bunch of colorless Pokemon resist it as well, you know, like the flying types or whatever, but they're colorless Pokemon, so, but it's still pretty decent. Then for the trainers, we've got Brilliant Blender for the A spec, so we can kind of try and be aggressive with attacking with the spiky energy. Brilliant Blender puts 5 cards from your deck into your discard pile, so if we get the spiky energies into the discard pile for Lycanroc, then Lycanroc can accelerate them to itself with its ability. We actually also have other Pokemon recovery like Lana's Aid and Night Stretcher, so you could put something in your discard pile to then get it back with Lana's Aid. Hypothetically, it could be difficult, you know, you get those exact cards in your hand at that time, but it's something that could happen. Usually though, I'm discarding extra Stunfisks or the spiky energies. Then we just got 4 Buddy Poffin, 4 Ultra Ball for the Pokemon Search, and the Artisan for a Stadium. It works pretty well with the Dunsparce, putting it back into the deck with its own ability, then Artisan can get it back out. Then we've got 2 Boss, 2 Counter Catcher for some Gusts. Most of the time you want to hit what's in the active spots, but things don't always go according to plan, so it gives us some options. You could also do some trapping things with Stunfisk. I think the trapping thing, it still gives us some counterplay and like some ways to put our opponent in difficult positions if they don't just attack into us. So the bosses help us to do that, and the counter catchers. Then we got 1 Earthen Vessel, Night Stretcher, and Switch. I'd play another Night Stretcher or a Switch if I felt like there was room or other things that could be taken out. The Pokemon recovery would be nice, or even like more Rockruffs and Lycanrocs or Dunsparces, but for consistency and not having too many extra things, that's why I have the numbers that I have right now, and it's been working decently. So Night Stretcher just gives us an energy or Pokemon, Earthen Vessel gives us an energy, and it's searchable off of the Arven, and then Switch again so we don't get trapped with Stunfisk. Get Switch out of Dudunsparce. Then we've got a bunch of supporters. Dudunsparce is a weird draw engine that's not super consistent, so we still want to play a bunch of draw supporters. So we have 4 Arven, 4 Iono. We have a lot of tools and items, so Arven's really good. And Iono's really nice, and especially nice to be disruptive. Then we just got 2 research for some like big draws. We do have recovery. And the nice thing too with all these tools and Dudunsparce is you can just throw tools on Dunsparce and it'll shuffle them back to the deck so you don't actually waste them, and then you can reattach them later on since Dunsparce shuffles itself and all cards attached to it into the deck. And then we got the 2 Lana's Aid. It's perfect for chaining attacks with Lycanroc, so you can put Rockruff in your hand, a Lycanroc and a Fighting Energy. Then you evolve a Lycanroc you already have, or a Rockruff you already had down, put down a Rockruff for next turn, attach the Fighting Energy, and you accelerate the 2 Spike Energies from your discard pile. You just maybe want to get a tool still. Town Store was something we were going with, but I think Artisan's just a little bit better. We do have a lot of tools too, so, and sometimes you don't need the tools. Like sometimes you do get 3 Spike Energies and you don't need the Rocky Helmet. So, and then we got 4 Fighting Energies besides for the 4 Spiky Energy. We need the Fighting Energies to attack with Stunfisk, and you can only accelerate 2 Spike Energies and they can't be like recovered. So Fighting Energy gives us a basic that we can recover and attack with the Stunfisk. So that's the deck. It's been pretty fun. Like I said, it's more of a fun deck, and it's probably not the best way to play Lycanroc, but I wanted to do something different, and I liked this ability. There's a bunch of Pokemon that have abilities similar to this. There's specifically this Cacnea and Cacturn that I really wanted to use with Reversal Energy, but it's really not that great. So you can only attack with it with the Reversal Energy, and you still need them to attack into with the stun, like the Stunfisk. And that's all. It's just kind of difficult, but that would be the one I would play if it wasn't such a gimmicky strategy. But that's the deck. Let's get in the games. All right, we got one, and we are in the Diglett tier, and I think this deck is the perfect deck for the Diglett tier. It is a fighting deck, and I do like them fighting decks. Up against a grass deck, I don't think it really matters if we are weak to whatever, since we're pretty much getting one-shotted by everything anyways. As long as they can attack into us and we can get those damage counters going, that's just what we want. But yeah, I've been going second for the most part. So then we can trap and start being a little disruptive with Stunfisk. Speaking of, we have kind of everything we need in order to do that, except for the tool. So we wouldn't be able to activate Stunfisk's ability because we don't have the tool here. But maybe we'll draw into it. I think I'll put Dunsparce here, and I'll put a fighting thing down in case we're playing against Pecharunt. I was already donked earlier today when I was testing, so... Alright, up against Raging Bolt. Squawkabilly resists fighting, so we can't trap it. Or, we can trap it, but we're not going to do damage to it. But I don't know how many... Actually, they place Prime Catcher, don't they? So they would have a way to get around our thing. But, alright, and it's a Knockdown build. So they'll have the Area 0 and stuff. Whoa, there goes Prime Catcher, though. Alright. But we're not going to be placing damage counters. Excuse me, maybe we'll put them in a spot where they have to attack us? At the very least? We have no supporter in our hands, but I mean, we have 14 in the deck, so we should be seeing one. Part of me would like be fine with like bossing up Raging Bolts and just trapping it. I don't know how many bosses they play. If we get on an Iono, we can play that too to get rid of the owls, right? How many do they add? One owl. All right, our turn. Pretty good setup from them. Hey, we got the helmets. Okay. We'll bump the stadium right away, I think, so that we can get our guy down. Dunsparce. We'll put the second Rockruff, I think. And our switch is in hand. We don't really want to lose that. But we want this guy. We prized a Rockruff. And just, we have two Dunsparce, all three Lycanrocs, a lot of supporters. Yeah, we have a ton of supporters. We have our Night Stretcher, Earthen Vessel, bunch of tools, all the Spike Energies. Okay, Brilliant Blender's prized. Okay, that's prized. So we will want to start drawing so we can get through things. I think we hold on to the Ultra Ball for a Dunsparce, of course. Now if I put this on him and just attack, we'll have the... We could Ultra Ball away the Rocky Helmet, but I think we want to put it on him so if they do have a switch, they'll take the damage we need. But I don't even know if we'd be able to attack because we don't have any Spike Energies in the discard pile and we don't have the Blender. We can Ultra Ball away whatever our top deck is plus switch. Getting rid of our only switch kind of sucks. But I think we just hold on to the Rockruff just in case. I don't think we'll be attacking, and yeah, then it gives us something else to Ultra Ball away. Although we did prize one, but we have Night Stretchers and stuff. And in how many attacks would it take for them to knock themselves out? Area 0 Nest Ball. Latias isn't going to make this thing be able to retreat. It's still retreat locked. Okay, that's what they're doing. I think in my head I was like, I would think I would make that same, I would have that same thought process. Oh, I can retreat it, but no, you can't. They'll take 70 damage if they hit into us though. They might have a switch, but I don't know if they old play switch because they have the Prime Catcher and Latias, so nope. Hopefully they hit into us. That would be awesome. We can take 2 prizes off this thing right away. And then Stunfisk will still be in the active spot. If we can get some tools on our guys on the bench, just so damage counters get placed, I think with 4 damage, with the Vengeful Punch on our bench guys, that would put guys in range. Or Spiky Energies plus Rocky Helmet. Retreat locking though, it feels as bad to be retreat locked right now, to me at least, as getting Budewed. It's so annoying, but with this deck I feel more justified because we're playing Lycanroc. Alright, getting a bunch of energies, but we have no... I don't think they have a way to switch. And are they going to pass? Cool. Supporter, please. Arven, that's good. We can't Brilliant Blender, but we could... We could Buddy Poffin for another Dudunsparce. And get a Vengeful Punch. We can get Dunsparce plus Vengeful Punch. And then we can wait to Ultra Ball till next turn. Or we do Ultra Ball the switch and the Rockruff. I think we wait. I don't think they have a switch. They just played both Knockdowns. I think we can wait. Oh, and I prized Rockruffs, I forgot. Well, I think we'll put them down. And... I'm not going to put this Vengeful Punch on this guy just because it won't matter. So I think we're just going to Rumble and End again. Keep more cards in our hand for Ultra Ball. So we're just trying to work towards getting the spiky energies in the discard pile. Then if they don't boss like every single turn, we will be able to just win because we'll place damage counters on them in some way eventually. We're single prizers, so they have to knock out 6 of us. Also, I think the plan is to let them knock themselves out anyways, so I definitely don't plan on moving Stunfisk right now, even though we're doing 0 damage. They also they have 14 cards left in deck. And they have 10 energies attached. I think this deck only plays like 12. Oh shoot, this guy's a problem. But they can't move this, so all right. Yeah, I think we're just going to continue the trap. This guy's a big problem because it can hit the bench. But bossing and guys that can hit the bench are a big problem. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So it can hit our bench. I don't think I want to use the Gust yet. I think I'm just going to Retreat Lock. I don't want to Ultra Ball away our only other Rockruff. I don't want to Ultra Ball away our Switch. And I would Ultra Ball away Vengeful Punch. Alright, they're just going to trap us. Hopefully we can draw into an energy. Otherwise we'll have to use the Switch here. Second boss. What if instead... I mean, at this point, I could just Ultra Ball away Switch. Nah, we'll just play the Switch, get it back in. We have no things, but that's fine, I think. And then, yeah, bosses I think might be more relevant too, because we might be going up on the prize trade since we'll be knocking out 2 prizers. for the most part. I could discard a boss plus a Vengeful Punch. With 2 all right, we'll do that. Just in case they have something. I don't want to wait too long, and we do need to get our things going, so. Now if we can draw into something. That's not anything. Now we're really stuck. Oh no. Well, we could always boss and retreat lock again if they do have a way to switch. I think I'll just set down the second Rockruff, and I'm gonna hold on to the Rocky Helmet. We have 4 Arven, 4 Ionos, 2 Research. All right, they're gonna Iono. We could use that. Maybe I should have just played a Rocky Helmet on Rockruff. All right, thank God. We can Ultra Ball that spiky energy away. What are they gonna get, boss? Boss back? Is their strategy literally just to boss us and hope we don't retreat lock them? Possibly. Will we Ultra Ball away spiky energy, Stunfisk? Get Dunsparce. Play Dunsparce. We will, I think, put the fighting energy there. We could Iono. I don't think I want to. I mean, how many do we have? Have we played any? I mean, we could and just kind of hope we draw into some more stuff. Let's do that. Get a bigger hand and then we'll Dunsparce afterwards. All right. Got the punch. 2 Dunsparce. All right. I was thinking too, if we get a stadium, like we'd bump their stadium and have to get rid of a bunch of stuff, but then we can get our Dunsparces back out. But right now, because right now we have no way to get more Dunsparces out. And we haven't seen any other spiky energies still. I think we just go for this. Hopefully we see some more. All right, at least we got the Poffin, so we can get the Dunsparce back. And now I'm going to put the Vengeful Punch on this guy, I think. It's active, right? If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, this card is way more diverse. This has to be in the active spot. So Vengeful Punch would actually damage their Raging Bolt if they were to snipe it. That's pretty cool. I don't think I want to Ultra Ball away this thing. I think I'm just going to trap. I could Ultra Ball those away, but I think we've played like 2 already. So we kind of want to hold on to it, like to get spiky energies discarded. Oh, they have a switch. Okay, do they have boss? We can still use trapping these things as a win condition too, which is kind of funny. I don't want to win that way, but we could. Boss the Rockruff without a tool. Just a Dunsparce. Okay. Dunsparce. I keep calling them the wrong names. Yeah, we're going for the cool win, so I'm definitely not going to just retreat lock them, but I think I am going to put Stunfisk up here and hit into them. Cool. And put that down. And I mean, Arven, Iono, what would we... I can Ultra Ball, but I don't want to Ultra Ball. We don't really need to play Iono or Lana yet, so I think let's just Arven. Do we have another Ultra Ball? We have this. Do we have a Buddy Poffin? No. We have Fighting Energies in here. 3 Spiky Energies. Alright, I think I'm going to Ultra Ball away both Stunfisk for a Dudunsparce. Hopefully see a Spiky Energy, then we can Earthen Vessel it away. I think that's alright. I know we could have counter catchered, but we can still do that. We could still do that later. Give us a Spiky Energy. No, well, supporters. Not a bunch of supporters that we want to really discard, but... Alright, well, instead, I think we're just going to play a Fighting Energy on this Rockruff. And we're going to attach Rocky Helmets. So now we could attack with this thing, and that would be fine. What I would want to do, though, instead would maybe be to leave a guy with the Vengeful Punch on the bench, just guys with Vengeful Punches, so then if they do try and snipe with this, you know. Okay, we got a Spiky Energy. This guy does 30 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. Okay. Cool. Got a bunch of damage counters placed. Oh, the Dunsparce. The Dunsparce are going to be able to take knockouts too. We'll put this guy up. And now what's in the discard? We have 1 Fighting, 4 Stunfisk, 1 Dunsparce. Okay, all right. Let's... We do have an Earthen Vessel in the deck, right? I didn't play that. So I can... Arven for Earthen Vessel. This. Well... Oh wait, I didn't check to make sure there was a Fighting. Hopefully there's a Fighting. Get rid of that. Nice. Now we will evolve this guy. Yes. Put these both on him. Now we do have a Dunsparce who they could still Gust. But we're going to leave the Rockruff on the bench with the thing. So that if they do go after it. I mean, because I have this, I guess there's no reason not to just play the Buddy Poffin, right? So I should just Buddy Poffin. But I was thinking if we could just make it so we just have this thing on the bench, then they will have to hit into it or attack into this. So I think I am going to do that. And that sounds kind of cool. And we have Lana in hand, so we can get plenty of things back. Yeah, we're just going to go for this. Do a casual 440. Maybe get a second or our third Rockruff. Brilliant Blender was also prized. I don't know if we need it. Hey, whoa, we got both. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, and they just send out this thing. Are they gonna boss again? I'm surprised maybe they just don't have energies to attack with this. Okay, no, they're putting energies on these because they're worried about the retreat lock, I guess. We should be fine to just keep taking knockouts, though. Now, do we have another Vengeful Punch? Because if we could just... No, it's in the discard. If we did, we could just, you know. But actually, I think we're just gonna be able to win with this thing. We're just gonna bench Dunsparce, Rockruffs, and if we keep our hands, we should be able to win. So, yeah. And we drew the Night Stretcher. So we will, first we'll Buddy Poffin. I can't remember what's in the deck. All right, cool. Just one of those. Then we have 2 Lycanrocs, 2 Dunsparce, 2 Spiky Energies. We actually do need those Spiky Energies, or we can Night Stretcher for 1. So now we'll Lana's Aid for this thing, that thing, and this thing maybe. Or do we just get 2 Fighting Energies instead? How many? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, Dunsparce will knock out anything. Counter Catcher won't be live. I think we just grab those. We'll put this down. I'm thinking like, okay, I could Counter Catcher knock this thing out now, but they have 3 prizes, so no, I can't do that. I'm scared of losing to this somehow. We'll still be able to Counter Catcher at the very end of the game, and I still have Night Stretcher to get back that thing, so now we'll put this here. Just evolve this. We have the Punch, so they'll take the 6 damage counters. Yes. We'll just get 1. And I'll Brilliant Blender away 1 Spike Energy. And I'll Brilliant Blender away the Buddy Poffin. We don't need that. I could put a Dunsparce in there to be able to draw, but I don't think we need draw to win. I don't know. I could be missing things. And then, yeah, we're just gonna attack. Hopefully this is all right. This is the problem again. Or other guests. But because we're at 2 prizes, they're still gonna go down to 1 at some point. We're not gonna be able to give up multiple prizes in the same turn. So we can still do the Counter Catcher trap. Or Counter Catcher win with the Dunsparce. So, and they played an Iono, right? They played 2. Okay, so we should be fine. And Palpad's gone. So I don't think we're going to lose our hands. If they snipe a Dunsparce here, we're just going to Night Stretcher for another Dunsparce. And then if they snipe it, then we'll win with Counter Catcher Dunsparce EX on one of their EXs. But yeah, actually hitting this thing for 0 damage kind of worked out. But, I mean, their deck doesn't play Munkidori Dark Energies. So, that could be an issue. That's one way, like, our doing chip damage with Stunfisk comes back to put us in a worse situation. Because we wouldn't have knocked them out, even if we were hitting them for 30 for, like, 2 or 3 turns. Oh, they're just retreating. They don't have a way to power it up, I guess? They have a grass? Okay, so we're just gonna hit and then maybe win with by just hitting into them. I don't think we need to play anything here. And I don't think they have another Iono. So, like, we have no, I don't think we have any reason to play anything. And we definitely don't want Iono them. They can, I guess, just retreat around stuff. Okay, they're going to be able to attack with this guy now. That's fine, though. We'll just Night Stretcher for the Dunsparce, like we said. And we'll be good to go. Retrieval. And we could have just Stunfisked, retreat locked, decked them out. But what's the fun in that? What's the challenge in that? It's Lycanroc. This is a Lycanroc deck. Oh no. Okay. I thought... Well, I guess this works out all the same, kind of. Right? I can just attack them with Lycanroc, and then whatever they send out last, we can win with Dunsparce. So, also we could Iono them too to like 0, but we want. I kind of just want to keep what we have. I don't think there's a way that we can, because we have this, and we're gonna go down to 1 prize, so we're not gonna Iono. We're just gonna get this guy, that guy, and that, just in case. And we have 2 Dunsparce down, so we're fine. And we have a fighting energy prized, so I'm not going to put down Stunfisk, but we'll do this. Do that. Maybe they didn't see the whole snipe thing, but that obviously was what I was expecting to happen. And then we will put on the helmets because it's cool. And then we're just going to save everything. Knock them out. I swear, I don't think they can... Wait, maybe could they have won if they had Briar knockout with Ogerpon? Maybe that was what they were trying to get that last turn when they put up the Ogerpon and just took an attack. Maybe they had Briar, they just needed the energy. I don't know. Boss. Cool. So yeah, they're thinking they're smart. Hopefully they don't have Iono. I guess that would... No, they can't Iono us. Yeah. So Dunsparce comes in, sneakily knocks him out with the Tenacious Drill. Nice. Long game, but the deck worked pretty well. And yeah, they didn't have ways to just prevent our strategy from working entirely. Go for the drill, 300 damage. Nice. GG's. All right, we're in the Cutiefly tier now, so we're getting up there. Anything could happen now. Let's see. Can our strategy work for a second game in a row? Before the ladder reset, I did actually try to record this, and it was with the Cacturn. Cacnea. Did not go as well. Did not go as well. I actually was also trying out Rabska. I think if Shaman was out now, I would put it in this deck because it makes it so, you know, they can't snipe the bench. I was using Rabska for the same reason, but not as good because you have to evolve it, and they still just want to kill it. All right, Rockruff, Iono, Ultra Ball. We can Ultra Ball away the spiky energy. Maybe Dunsparce EX if we don't need it this game. I don't know. Up against the Terrabox, maybe? Could be Gardevoir, which is pretty horrible matchup. Hopefully it's not Gardevoir. Cool. This is better. Gardevoir is bad because they have Munkidori. And they can do the thing where they just don't attack us. And Munkidori move damage counters, but maybe we could still do stuff with trapping because they can't retreat. And they have limited energies to move to their active and whatever. But yeah, not this matchup, so. All right. They're setting up for the snipe. They have the Water Ogerpon who can snipe. They have one owl. They'll probably get a second owl and Hoot and Knocked Owls. We can Iono. That's cool. Dudunsparce EX actually is kind of a good attacker. Area 0, move up the Rotom. Not cool. Funny thing is, though, they'll knock themselves out. And they will definitely knock them... Well, no, they won't knock themselves out because of... we need the helmets, plus our ability to trap them and knock them out. Well, I think what we do is we Ultra Ball this and maybe this. It's easier to recover Lycanrocs than Dudunsparce because Lana's doesn't get us EXs. So I think we discard this, and I want to save tools. Although I kind of also, we need to be able to retreat this thing. We need to draw into switch. We'll put Vengeful Punch. We have two of those, two of those, three of those, only one to Dunsparce. Is our Brilliant Blender prized? We have our switch. We have Brilliant Blender this game. One Stadium's prized, one... No, we have all the Spiky Energies. Yeah. Alright, well... The plan is to maybe be able to switch into this thing and trap them. That would be cool. We do give them one card here, but we're putting Knockdowns to the bottom of their deck. Oh, we drew the Blender. And we have no way to retreat this, which kind of sucks. Well, hopefully they can't attack with this and snipe things, snob things. I mean, getting this is pretty good, so. Do we have a... No, we have no Pokemon recovery cards in our... Although we could Arven for a Night Stretcher. We don't need all 4 of these in the discard. Like 3 is kind of good. Then we don't draw into excess energies. Now we can discard extra Stunfisk. We did prize one. And we could put in something to get off of a Night Stretcher if we wanted. Because that's not prized, right? Or we could just put in the Spiky Energy. You know what? We're just going to send them all. And then we will Buddy Poffin for 2 Dunsparce. I don't think we really care if they just kill this. I mean, we do and we don't. I'd rather have Dunsparces, though, to be able to draw. And also, if they get sniped, it's not as big of a deal. So, you know what? No. I want to be able to attack, so let's just do that. I guess they can snipe both. Ah, that maybe was a mistake, because now they're just going to target both of these. I don't know. It is what it is. And I'm going to hold on to the tool, and we're just going to end. They do have Latias, so they have free retreat. I should have put down a second Dunsparce, I think. Dunsparce. All right, Halucha Water. Knockdown. Yep. So they can get Crispin. Okay, so they can snipe now. And they'll probably snipe the Rockruff. Both of them. But same thing would have happened if I put down a Dunsparce, I think. I think they're just going to snipe whatever they can take out. Nice thing is, what is this? Oh, it does 120 to the bench? Oh, all right. Maybe they're not going to Crystal Crispin. I don't know if they play Crystal, but... Whoa! Dragapult! I didn't think Dragapult would be in this deck. Okay. Are they just going Clefairy? No, they're just going to attack with this thing. Okay. And that on there. Yeah, Dragapult's going to be kind of a problem. I kind of want to just put up this Stunfisk because they'll knock themselves out and then we can trap or get damage on whatever comes out after that. So sweet. All right, we got the fighting. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So they'll have to attack into us, or we'll just retreat lock them. Or maybe they do have switches, but I don't know if they do. And then we'll put a... We have one Vengeful Punch left. And we'll put the helmet on this. And I think we're just going to research. I could Arven for a Buddy Poffin. Maybe doing that would be okay, actually. Arven for a Buddy Poffin. We can get a Rockruff and a yeah, we'll do that. Buddy Poffin. Vengeful Punch. Then we have research for next turn and a small hand, so we're not like getting rid of resources pretty much. Do that. I think we'll put the Vengeful Punch on this guy. And Rumble. And then we do kind of want to get these Dunsparce off the board before Dragapult comes out. But they shuffle themselves back, so I mean we could do that. Ultra Ball. Do they have a switch? I mean, well, they can't attack with anything, so I wouldn't expect them to use the switch this turn. But they are gonna Noctowl. Put down another Hoot Hoot. Whoa! And they just attack into us. Nice. Okay. What gets sent up? We get a helmet. Nice. More tools, the better. All the spikies are gone. They put up Dreepy. And they have a Noctowl in hand. All right, so I could Arven here instead of research again. But I kind of want to remove Dunsparces off the board. Also, this guy, if they do have gusts, like what could they do here? Because this is the one that's powered up, this guy can still get trapped, and that would be pretty annoying for them. So I'm just gonna Arven, and we will get this. What's in the discard again? We have a Lycanroc. Rockruffs. I can Ultra Ball away research plus a Buddy Poffin. But I'd rather research next turn, so I think I'm gonna grab the Buddy Poffin and the helmet and just trap them. I don't know, I guess I didn't do anything. If I'm not playing the Ultra Ball right now. I just played Arven to get more cards out of the deck and then do it next turn, but I don't think they're gonna attack me. So that's why I'm like, I think we can just attack them here. I guess I could put helmets on these things. Sure, we'll just put helmets on them in case they gust. And we don't need a Buddy Poffin. Yeah. And now next turn we'll Ultra Ball away Buddy Poffin. And then research. We're down a bunch of Poffins, but we have Lana's aids. Cool. Boss. Ooh. We could boss and then hit something else. No, I think we're just going to do the original plan. Remove the Dunsparces. Maybe get some basic energies on Rockruffs. Oh, we only have one of these. Okay. Research. Cool. I think we can evolve this. I could also just attack, but I don't think we want to leave Stunfisk on the bench with damage counters because that lets them take multiple prizes in a turn. Also, I can leave this as the Dunsparce and not draw. That's something as well. I think I'm going to evolve this. Put spiky energies on it. So now it has, they'll take 6 damage counters if they attack into it, and they'll take 4 if they attack into this. I think that's fine to put that on there. Also, well, do we want to give them counter catcher? I mean, I could switch in Lycanroc. They're still going to have counter catcher, right? I think I'm just going to hit it one more time. I don't know. Then we just need to take two prizers out. So. Okay. Boss. Are they gonna knock out Dudunsparce and little Dudunsparce? No, just boss up this guy. I mean, I can knock him out with Rockruff, which would be kind of funny. But I think I'm just gonna retreat into Lycanroc. Also, they just wasted counter catcher or boss. They have a knockdown in their hands. I think I'm just gonna retreat into Stunfisk. And I don't think I want to play anything. I don't think we need to draw cards. I guess I could shuffle this back so then it's... It's one less thing. I don't know. I kind of like leaving it. Then we, in case we need to actually draw into something, we don't need anything right now, so. And then it's not in range of their 60 damage spread, so counter catcher is live for them now. So they could only take 2 damage counters on their Dragapult, which would be a little annoying. But we can remove the Dunsparce from the board, draw cards that way. That Fez will be really easy to knock out. That Fez, we could also trap it with Stunfisk if they don't have switches. And we would knock it out pretty quickly. All right, there's the counter catcher. No, they're gonna hit into it? All right, they're gonna take 2 prizes and then we're gonna knock them out. Yeah, and we can Dunsparce to draw cards now. Also, drawing into Lana's aid is just all we need. Phantom Dive, cool. They'll knock out Stunfisk, right? Yeah. Cool. You're dead, Dragapults. And then we also have the Dunsparce EX in hand to win. So I think we put up this guy. Arven. Well, we only have one of these, so I think I draw with it first. Like, I can't Ultra Ball for a second one or anything right now. Lana, let's go. Then we will Lana for fighting, Lycanroc, Rockruff. and I think that's fine. Rockruff. Evolve this guy. Yes. I think we might want to bench 2 Dudunsparce though, just in case they like snipe them. I don't know. Retreat into this thing. Put that there. That there. Put that there. So now we could Ultra Ball to get down a 3rd Dudunsparce. So then we can attack, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so they'll have 4. So we'll be able to win killing any of those guys. Not the Dragapult, obviously. I don't think they're going to snipe both of these, though. I mean, they could. So maybe I do Ultra Ball away Arven plus Ultra Ball. I don't know. I think I'm just going to hit them. I don't think they're going to expect the Dunsparce EX. I think if anything, they'll just like kill Dunsparce and Rockruff and leave this guy. But yeah, we can still win with Stunfisk Trap too. Okay, so they have a second Dragapult probably with Fez plus the Recon and Noctowls. Maybe they're gonna Iono us. Wait a second. So this guy, he does 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60 times. That's 300. All right, so that guy wins. We win with an Ultra Ball plus that thing too. Maybe I should have put down... Ooh, I probably should have put down another Dunsparce. Maybe that's what I should have done. Because that would... If I put down another... Dudunsparce. If I put down a Dudunsparce at least, that would give me some draw. Are they on also counter catcher? No, they don't. Okay. So we also would win with just Lana or Rockruff. Knock out that guy. Knock out this guy. Or a Lycanroc, which we have 1 in the deck. We also have Lana, Night Stretcher. So Arven would win. Let's see. Night Stretcher, let's go! Yeah, we just won with Lycanroc. That is if we have a fighting energy in the deck. Well, I have nothing else, so let's see. Fighting energy in the deck. I think there was 4 to start the game. Nice, let's go game. I should have put down another one of these, but it worked out. We had lots of resources. Nice. Let's go. We beat the Dragapult Terra Box. I've not seen that deck before, but it worked. All right. All right. Let's see what we're up against this time. Can the Lycanroc deck go 3-0 for the video? I was thinking about calling it there, but I want to get more than just 2 games. So I know those games were long, but I would like a 3rd matchup just to see how the deck does for the video. Like I said, I did try to record this with the Cacturns and it didn't go smooth. These games are going great, but I think the ladder has been reset since I tried to record before. Okay, we're up against possibly that Pikachu Joltik deck with 5 gusting cards, 4 bosses, and a prime catcher. The nice thing is though, with our opening hand here, we can knock out a Joltik or trap something in the active. Oh wait, no, we need a fighting energy, but Arven gets us that. As long as they don't donk us, which I don't think this deck does that, we can go Stunfisk Trap, and we have our board set up. So, and we get the trap to Pikachu, which actually doesn't really matter that much since pretty much everything is going to break its ability, but Iron Hands is a problem that this deck can do. They're playing Pokegear and they can't play a supporter this turn. But I guess in case I Budew them, that makes sense, right? Yeah, this is a pretty good matchup, I think. If, like, the way that this is going so far. If they were to go second and Joltik us and get an Iron Hands powered up, wouldn't be as good. Because they'd probably be able to take... They could potentially take 4 prizes with it. Really, really quickly. I don't think this deck plays switches. Besides for Prime Catcher, right? Oh, nice. All right, so we will definitely not Iono them. We'll Artisan for the Stunfisk. Let's make sure Earthen Vessel's in the deck. It is. Brilliant Blender's in the deck. We got 1 Spike Energy prized. We have 1 Counter Catcher, 2 Lanas, 1 Night Stretcher. Wait a second. All right, we prized 2 Dunsparce, and we prized Dunsparce EX, which could be a good attacker here. So we prized a good amount of Pokemon, but we have the Lycanroc Rockruffs. All right. We're gonna play this. I'm going to get that. And we have a lot of tools. And then we're gonna get the Punch. Because we'll be knocking out stuff from full, definitely. And we can put the punches on other things, and we'll put the ooh, and we can Earthen Vessel away the Spiky. Nice. So we'll go there. Put this on that. Treat this. Buddy Poffin. Now, I want to put tools on everything, but we don't have that many tools right now. They're also not going to attack us this next turn, so I don't think it'll matter. I don't know if they play Iono. I don't think they do, but I think we just play the tools anyways. And I'll put them one there. Just so in case they go after that thing. We have the Fighting Energy, we can switch, we can Iono. Or we can just trap this Pikachu to death. And then we will one-shot the Joltik when they send it up. And then if they do gust around our Stunfisk and try and take knockouts with Iron Hands, hopefully we can just have tools on everything, and then Lycanroc hits it for weakness. So it will definitely die as long as it has a damage counter on it. Like, if it has even just 2 damage counters, right, it'll take 80. And then plus 40 is 120, right? And then we hit him for weakness. So that's 240. So 2 damage counters is all we need to knock out Iron Hands. Okay. Uh-oh. Do they think they can retreat? Oh, they have Prime Catcher in their hands. Damn it. All right, in comes Joltik. But they don't have any cards in their hands. So they're not going to be able to, like, spam Gus. I'm not going to Iono them, that's for sure. We're just gonna... I think I might actually use the switch here to hold on to the Fighting Energy. And I think I'm going to Artisan to thin a card out of the deck. Yeah, I'm just going to switch. Put him back up. Hold on to the Fighting Energy, I think. Although there's actually reason to play it because we only have one spiky energy. So I think we actually just play it and we'll put it on the Rockruff. And I don't want to Iono because they could potentially get bosses. I'll Iono next turn and hopefully we can get our Lycanroc energy. We can also get something off here, a boss. Ooh. We could boss retreat lock again with Stunfisk. Take your 2 prizes and then let me get something good. We'll only be giving them 1 card, so after they take 2 prizes, so won't feel as bad. We're gonna do 1,000,000 damage to this thing if we get it. Put up the free retreater. Stunfisk. Huh. I am going to play it. I don't think it matters. We also have no more Dudunsparce in the deck. Actually, no. We'll just do that. We'll get 1 out. And then this one will go to the bottom of the deck. So that's fine. Yeah, and they play Latias, so unless I'm retreat locking them, we're doing nothing. We need to get something. Come on. Ultra Balls, we have plenty. Let's go! We got it. So we can Ultra Ball, Iono, Buddy Poffin, and then we're gonna kill this thing. Lycanroc, here he comes. It's gonna kill your Iron Hands. So because we attached the fighting energy last turn, we were able to do this. Because we only have the 1 spiky energy to accelerate. Here he comes. Get out of here. 640 damage. Now they get Gust with Pikachu. But they're taking 1 prize now. Second Dudunsparce, another Artisan. Iono is not great now because we're at 3 prizes, but Arven, what are you gonna do? Bravery Charm Nest Ball. I think they're just getting like Latias, probably, or maybe something to power up. I don't know. They need energies and Jolt, like Jolt. I could see Jolticking again, honestly. Yeah, which is actually perfect because we can still we just need 1 more knockout. So I think we bench Dunsparce and then we will Iono. Or maybe they're gonna Crispin. Because this Lycanroc is just gonna knock out their Joltik. They've seen me kind of bricking. I'm really happy we managed to dodge Gardevoir in all 3 of these games. Okay. Thinning? They do have a lot of boss, so... Oh, let's go! I was gonna say, though, we could... I think Dudunsparce EX was prized, but we could potentially win if they do manage to gust around or stuff. Could potentially win with the Dunsparce EX. Well, I think that's where we're gonna call it. Overall, we got to show off the deck really well, surprisingly. Something that I did realize on the first game that is actually kind of big in some matchups, that Vengeful Punch, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 4 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. It doesn't say in the active spot. So this is kind of relevant versus like Ogerpon, Water Spring, or Wellspring, and Darmanitan that could be sniping and hitting our bench guys. This would still place the damage counters, which Rocky Helmet and Spiky Energies, and this guy, all of them are only if they're in the active spot. So that'd be a way to kind of protect our bench guys even more. So maybe going from like 4 Rocky Helmets to 3, because Rocky Helmet is kind of nice when they're not knocking out stuff like earlier in the game, but pretty quickly they're going to be knocking out everything. So I don't know, but Rocky Helmet I think is just cooler because it's in the video game, so I like the Rocky Helmet. But yeah, overall deck was pretty nice. Got to use the Brilliant Blender here and there. This as an A spec has kind of felt mid a little bit, since sometimes you don't find it, and then you also can like randomly draw into 4 Spike Energies, but odds are you're probably not going to. So Brilliant Blender in theory should be pretty good, and with the Pokemon Recovery and like Recovery, we have Lana's Aid and Night Stretcher. You can always set up stuff to get out of the discard pile. And the last thing I think is, like I said, I did try it with Rabsca, and I think Rabsca is just not fantastic, since it doesn't even protect your bench until you evolve it, and it still has 70 HP, which is less than Shaman, which is going to be coming out in the next set, right? So I think once Shaman comes out, I would just put Shaman in here, and that would help against those sniping decks. It doesn't help against Dragapult, but Wellspring, Darmanitan, Screamtail. But overall, it was pretty fun. There'll be a deck list in the description if you want to copy and paste it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, there's a pretty fun, different way to play Lycanroc without playing Froslass, Maractus, Budew, and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.